Og på torsdag og frem til søndag er der et retreat på Osho. Det ved jeg ikke, om nogen af jer kender i Horsens. Ja. Og der laver Azima et meditationsretreat i 4 dage. Så det er også, og man kan melde sig til eller ringe på Osho eller tale med mig bagefter, så vil jeg også gerne hjælpe med. Så velkommen til, og god fornøjelse. Er der låst stående?
Hello. I have no idea what she said. She could have said very nasty things about me. Did she say nasty things?
No.
Nice, very nice to see you. It's my first time in this altitude of Europe. I was one time in Islam when I was married, but I never came to them. And it's thanks to it's raining. It's thanks to Osho, which is a Osho Center here in Denmark. They invite me to come here. They've been reading my book, which is My Life with Osho. You can find copy here. And they like it very much. Many people like it very much. The book came out first in English and in Italian in 2011. And then as a good success in Italian. So we translated in English. And now it's coming in Turkish. In October it will come out in Turkish in Istanbul. So I guess that's my next step. There are many books about Osho. I'm very uncomfortable in a chair, as you can see, because I've been sitting on the floor for 38 years. That's the time that when I met the Master Osho, I was very young. I was finished already my university. I was very intelligent, not anymore. At 24, I was already a medical doctor working in a hospital. And I was in such a terrible crisis of my life, because I come out of this generation that maybe you know is called the 68 generation. You know what I mean when I say 68? We were crazy, nuts people, because we want to change the world. This fucking world, this capitalism which destroys the souls, and you're only interested in the money. So we were millions of people, starting from America in 1960, 65, particularly with the women liberation group. I see here this country, I'm here since 2 days, but I developed a very strong feeling after 30 years of meditation. This country is basically ladies country. It's a woman country. I am so happy to see 2 or 3 men here. That means that these men are here, they are in contact with their female part. Because unless you are in contact with your female energy, you cannot be intelligent. Woman has the responsibility in this moment for the whole planet. Because women are in contact with the heart, with nature, with joy, with celebration, with nourishment. And that's the only energy that can save this planet. We are at a very, very, very important moment in the development of this race, which is called human beings. These human beings have the base, their stay in this planet with the malish energy. tough energy, rough energy, violence, aggressive, war after war. There are 380 wars in this moment in the planet. And this is because the male mind. So if there is a possibility that we survive, is thanks to the female mind. Now, don't be identified so much with the fact that you are a woman and you are great. I'm talking about female mind and masculine mind. We men have also a female mind, and you women have a male mind. Because it's simple. I'm a doctor, okay, for me it's obvious, but we come from two cells. One cell from the mother, one cell from the father. So we have our mother and our father inside us. The difference, biologically speaking, inside one cell, is of 2% of difference. That's all. This 2% makes me man and makes her a woman. But the mind, the brain, has both capacity. Because we have a left brain, right brain, female brain, male brain. Now the male brain is being dominant for the last 10,000 years or something like that. Okay? Now we are at the moment in this evolution in which either the race, the human beings, they start to contact the female mind, or it's finished. Like in India, you are Indian? Oh, she's gone already. Okay. In India they say Katan. Katan in India means it's finished forever. Okay? If you read the newspaper in these days, there is being a report after many years of study of Stanford University, Berkeley University, the 4 biggest universities in the world, and they all say the same thing. There are many things falling apart. That's good. If the mind falls apart, that's great. So these 4 biggest universities in the world, they present to the UNESCO, to the United Nations document in which they say we have no more than 100 years of time. It's going to be the 6th great extinction on the planet. The last 5th extinction on this planet was the time of the dinosaur, the biggest animals. Okay? So it's a very important moment. Osho came in his last body. Osho incarnation was the last. I don't know if I can talk on a certain level with you. Did many people know Osho, basically? Yes? So most of all, we know Osho. Okay. There are chairs? Yeah? Oh, okay. Osho came in this body, in the last body. I told you there are many things are falling apart. So Osho, last incarnation, his name originally was Acharya Rajneesh. When I met Osho in 1978, this is a very old mala from Osho, he was called Bhagwan. Bhagwan means God. And before he left the body, he said, no more Bhagwan, call me Osho. Osho will be forever. And now everybody knows him as Osho. Originally, he was known as Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh. So, Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, in the previous life, can I talk these things? Mm-hmm. Okay. In the previous life, was a Tibetan master. He left the body around 800 years ago, and he was doing a spiritual practice, which is called the rainbow practice in Tibetan, in which you become light and you leave the body completely. Only the hair left and the fingernail. There are few people still, few masters, they are still doing it in secret nowadays. 3 days before to finish the practice, Osho asked his disciple, close disciple, to kill him. Because he realized, you know, in Buddhism, there is the most important rule is compassion. Compassion is first, I think to the other person, then I think of me. Then there is the story of Gautama the Buddha, that when he left the body, he went to paradise, and the gods say, come, we were waiting for you, you are a great master, a great incarnation. And Buddha said, no, I wait here at the door, because there are many more souls that had to come. This is bodhisattva, this is compassion, love for other beings. Because it's not other beings, you are not other beings than me, you are not other beings than me, we are all one system. Okay? These are different leaves of the same tree. The tree is one. So this is one of the main things you find in this book. If you see, the undertitle is My Life with Osho, 7 Doors to Self-Realization. In this book, which I talk of my encounter with Osho and my being with him for 12 years until he left the body, there is another level on the romance in which I talk of the 7th level of consciousness. This door, one of these doors, is when we realize that we are one. The wars are happening because we think that we are separate. I am Muslim and he is Hindu. I am black and he is yellow. We think we are separate. We think we have inside in this room 50, 55 different minds. It's not true. The mind is one. It manifests itself with different aspects, like the trees. If you see a pine tree, there are millions of pine trees, but they kill this body. So he was killed, and he incarnated in this time. He became enlightenment in 1953, and he was 21. Because he was the only person, the only master who can bring this new message for us, which is revolutionary. It's an incredibly strong message. When we reached him in the 70s and the 80s, and he was alive, we were a few mad, crazy people in the planet that we could understand this message. I assure you, we've been very crazy. Osho was a madman. Was completely madman. Because he was in the moment. It's like a child. You cannot put a child in a room and expect what he's doing in the next 2 hours. You know what he's doing. You don't know what he's going to do next 5 minutes, next second. You don't know. And that was Osho. He told us to build a commune, and the day after he told me to destroy the commune. I spent 7 months with another 25 strong men. I was not strong, and I'm not strong, but they were very strong, they were Germans. To build a huge house, all in wood, because Osho wants a boutique. You know, a boutique, a shop center, where to sell robes and his books and all these things. We worked day and night. At that time, there were 35, 40 degrees during the day. It was not Denmark, it's India. 35, 40 degrees. There were the women every hour coming to us that we were working under the sun every hour to bring us water and juice because we were sweating like crazy. And there were 2 shifts of 12 hours each working. 12 hours, 12 hours. Because he wants the boutique in 1 month. So we built this fucking boutique in 1 month. 2 months later, he told us to put it down. Because he left the commune. You see, we are not accustomed to live like this. We know what we're going to do tomorrow. We know what we're going to do the day after tomorrow. We know what we're going to do in 1 month. We know what we're going to do in 1 year. And this is flat, not juicy life. It's all structured. We know everything already. There is no joy. There is no improvisation. There is no creativity. And that's what society wants from us. Society wants machines. Society wants robots that produce money. The few rich they use. But these few stupid rich, they don't understand that they are more sad than the rest of the people. Because to keep all this capital, they have to do such a huge stress. They cannot sleep well, I assure you. It's better not to have much money. Osho teaches us to live well like emperor, but that doesn't mean to accumulate money. It means to live well. And we always be living well. We built communes where we were living at the top. The best chair, the best of everything, the best food. Osho was like an emperor. And he brought this message. He incarnated in his last body to bring this new message, the new man. Who is the new man? You are guy, new man, okay? I'm talking to you. The new man is a man, and when I say man, I mean human being, please. It's a human being which has the female mind and the male mind in harmony. So he knows when he has to do something with his power, and he knows when he doesn't need anymore this power, and it stays in his heart. In intimacy with the beloved, we don't need power. In intimacy with our kids, we don't need power. So we need to learn to use the mind and the heart. Basically, Osho teaches us that there are three vital centers in the human beings. One center is called the being center. Okay? I like to make drawings. So, this center, we all have it. All the human beings. This is what characterizes the race. It's the energy, the consciousness that we all have, and it's around an animal. Okay? When a woman and a man make love, a soul comes, boom, incarnates. Okay? This soul that comes and incarnates as a center. And it's the placenta of the mother. Okay, you know placenta of the mother. Okay? Around here. This is the being center. All the being have this center. And in this center, there is no ego. There is no personality. There is not I and you. There is no man and woman. It's just energy. Pure energy. Like a volcano. The source of the volcano, of consciousness. As soon as we come out of our mother takes us and starts to nourish you. This creates the second center. The heart center. So the second center, it's very important. And it belongs completely from the mother. Because if the mother doesn't nourish us, or if the mother nourishes the child that she is pissed off with the husband, or she feels guilty for some reason. The child doesn't eat milk, eats milk with guilty. I've been pediatrician, okay? So I was working in the delivery room when the child was born, and as we think we had some problem, they were calling us, the pediatrician for kids, that we had to be there, ready to take the baby, put in the incubator, and do whatever we had to do. So I saw many people coming out of the mama, and it's been a great experience. This has been my best work. The moment that the mother gives the milk, it's not just the milk, it's love that nourishes the children. Yes, the milk has proteins that nourish the physical body. But most important, 80% and more important, is the love that the mother gives to the child and nourishes the child with this love. This is the main nourishment we have, all humans, in this incarnation. The main nourishment. We can fast, but if we love is there, we can stay without food for a long time. So this center doesn't belong anymore to the existence. It's not existence that makes this center, but it's the mother. So this center can be already fucked up. And most of us have this center fucked up. When the baby it becomes 4 or 5 years old, he starts to go to school. And there they start to fuck him up completely. They create the third center. The mind. The mind is created by the outside, by the society. So, if we are living in Africa, we have a certain mind. If we are living in Europe, we have a certain mind. If we are living here, you guys, you have a certain mind which is different from mine, which I was living the first year of my life. I was in Sicily, from where we come now with the heat. 2 days ago, there were 32 degrees. So coming here for us, this is intense winter for us. Now, in an intense winter, you develop certain mind. Because there is not much energy that goes out. In winter country, the energy goes inside. So you have a chance to be more in contact with your inner world. In the south, we are all outgoing, screaming, yelling, fighting, all the time. Chaos, traffic. All this bicycle, it turns I get dizzy with all these bicycles. So many bicycles. We don't see bicycles in the south. So, this trick center, this center here, it comes from the systems. We all have the same. This center, the heart, is different for each of us, and it comes from the mother. This center comes from the society. Now, nowadays, we have such an incredible confusion in the spiritual level. Everybody knows everything. You go to Facebook, to YouTube,